Hey there, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. The reading today will start out, we will cover the week of December. The year's flying by. December 2nd through December 8th. And then we will cover the, I will timestamp it, I'll call it the mid-month. It's actually the mid-cycle of Sagittarius, so that's December 5th through like the 20th. So we'll cover the energies of that, and for that we'll do a 9-card spread. So let's go ahead and get into what the overall energy is. So starting out the week, we already have some interesting thing happening. On Monday is that we've got Jupiter is leaving the sign of Sagittarius, where it's been for the past year, about 12 months, and it's moving into the sign of Capricorn. And it'll be there for until sometime in December. I didn't get the exact date of 2020. So it's a 12-year cycle, 12-month cycle. So what does it mean when that happens? It means that Jupiter wants to expand, Saturn wants to contract, have boundaries. So there's going to be this tension that sets up. Are you going to feel it exactly on Monday? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how sensitive you are and how many planets you have in Capricorn. But actually, collectively, by the time we get into January, we're going to have so many planets. There's going to be one day there's actually 5. Most of the time there'll be 4 planets in Capricorn, and so there's all this energy going on there, and I think you'll start coming up against the boundaries. And so one thing I want to stress is, because it is the holiday season, overspending, like Jupiter and will be saying, oh, go ahead and spend, and Capricorn, Saturn will be going, maybe not. So just kind of keep an eye on your spending. I think this holiday season, it feels really important, especially with Uranus sitting there in Taurus. And Taurus is all about the financial aspects, and Uranus likes to shake things up. And I just kind of feel like we should all be paying attention to that. Oh, but your week looks interesting. So let's go ahead and get into that. We'll get into that. So you have, unfortunately, you have the 10 of Wands, but I'm not surprised. It's this time of year where we all have so much going on. Oh my gosh, there's so much on our plate. How are we going to manage it all? And, but then you have this. You have the Queen of Wands. This is you. This is you, right? This is you saying, I'm large and in charge. I'm orchestrating my life. I can control things. I can make things happen the way I want them to, when I want them to, how I want them to. I need a little bit of help over here. Okay, a little more base over there. All right, somebody needs to step up and take care of this. And so it's kind of that energy of you can manage all the stuff that's on your plate, but I think you're going to need a little help. I think you're going to need a little guidance. I think you're going to need to do a little searching for this, because we have 2 pages. We have the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. But look, one has a flashlight and the other one has a magnifying glass. So looking for details, paying attention. He's not watching where he's running, the guy here, right? So watch where you're going. Pay attention to the details. I think you're going to need some help. You know, pages tend to run off in any old direction, but there are people there to advise you. So be curious. Be curious. Find out what you need to know in order to make things happen. I am trying to adjust for the light. It's really weird today because it's super cloudy, but we're just going to muddle along, right? We're going to muddle along. And so here we go. So it's about the moon in this particular area is about finding the path. And so to see him running off and paying attention to the details and having the path show up, and it's about adaptability and what do you need to change? What do you need to orchestrate? Okay, that doesn't sound right. I need a little more over here so that we don't end up in this terrible, terrible, burdensome 10 of Wands energy that seems really uncomfortable. So deep communication is going to be the key. I think you're going to find that really comes up more on Tuesday, but I don't know. Monday with that moon in Aquarius, it is communicating. It's looking at things in a different way and being able to communicate that information out to other people. So you have, oh, okay, right. So you have here and now and chop wood. So chop wood means keep yourself busy, do the day-to-day activities that need to be done. And here and now says be present to where you are. So they're both talking about being present and paying attention to the day-to-day details on the work that needs to be done and not running too far down the road ahead in your mind. Stay where you are, because I think if you have this much on your plate and you are more concerned about, okay, when you break, okay, so let's just say, and this could not be what it is at all right, but it's an easy analogy for this time of the year. Say you've got a lot going on that you have to get done between now and whatever holiday you're celebrating. And for some of you, that holiday's coming a lot sooner than for others, right? And so you're like, I have to do this, I got to take care of that, I got all this stuff to do. And I think if you think about all the stuff, then you get all crazy up in your head going, oh my gosh, I'll never get all of this done. It could be a work project, it could be, whatever, but it's like so much. But if you say, okay, I am right here, right now, and I have my priority list, and so this is what I have to take care of today. And just focus on what you have to do today. Okay, all right, so I got this done. Okay, so what's next on my list for today? What's next? What's next? What's next? I think being organized and having a good list might really help you as you work your way through this kind of energy that seems very busy, very hairy, lots going on, lots of information coming in at the same time. So then on Tuesday, the moon is going to move into Pisces at 2:11 a.m. And this is when the ideas that you had over the weekend, the realities start coming in, and now you need to start making choices. You need to start assessing what can be done and what can't be done, discerning what works, what doesn't work. It's looking at things in a whole different way. It's putting that effort in. Decisions are going to be a little clouded by your idealism. And so again, I go back to the holiday thing where, we want to create the perfect experience for everybody involved, and that makes us crazy because we're trying to set it up. And maybe a little realism would be, I can't do everything, so I'm going to orchestrate, okay? So I'm going to take some of the burden off. And so if it's a work project or if it's a family gathering or whatever it is, say, I need help, and you turn it over to somebody else. You make the decisions, you assess who can do what, you discern what is your superpower, what can you manage. Okay, so you're really good at this, can you bring this? So try to delegate to help yourself through this. So that's one thing. And we have faith. Your prayers are manifested and remain positive and follow your guidance. Have faith. It's all going to come together. It's all going to work out. Whatever is going on here that's got you all crazy in your head. So one nice thing, though, about Tuesday, take a deep breath. And we've got Venus in a nice, beautiful sextile energy. That's a very loving energy with Mars. So the divine masculine, the divine feminine. So if you have people, especially if it's a romantic partner, but any kind of a relationship in your life, take the time to say, I love you. Slow down, be where you are right now. Don't be so worried about making things perfect, and understand that what people really want is to feel accepted, to feel loved, and feel important in your life. And so this is something you can do just by taking a moment to communicate that. Slow down. People want time. I think time is more important than anything you can buy, do, build, create. Time. Time makes you feel important. So Wednesday, being creative and figuring out how you're going to manage things. Then you get to Thursday, and the moon is going to move into your house of Aries. It gets there at 2:44 p.m., and this is when you want to take a decisive action because your Aries and Aries wants to go. And you have passion here, right? But the moon in this particular phase is about the fears and what are the healthy boundaries and what aren't, and making it's competitive energy. It's this, I want it done my way, stubbornness, bowling through. And so, yes, take action. Yes, because we have passion here. I am passionately accept and love myself. I think this is about you accepting the limitations and the boundaries of what is actually possible in a limited space of time. It's not that you're not limitless, because you are, and you can get everything that you want, but maybe not in this minute, right? And so be careful not to be too aggressive in trying to push things through and allow the opportunity for divine timing to come into play. Because by the time we get to Sunday, is it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday at 2:29 a.m. So this energy of this stubbornness and this wanting to get things done, and I don't know if I'm good enough energy is going to be hanging out with you over the weekend. But I think by the time you get to Sunday, if you allow yourself just to relax into it, because the moon will move into Taurus, and there's a sense of stability that comes with that energy. But we also have so many other things going on. We've got the sun goes into a square with Neptune, and we've got Jupiter squaring Chiron. And so there's going to be a lot of confusion around what is real, what isn't, what can I actually accomplish, what can I do. And so the ability to focus, to create stability, it's going to be hard, and you're going to want to do it. But I want to encourage you to try to plan ahead to make some space for some downtime on Sunday. So we have spirit contact. So spirit wants you to, whatever religious activity or spiritual activity that you do, is it a walk in the woods? Is it going actually, an organized religion? Is it spending time in meditation? What is it that you do? Allow yourself to let the dreams awaken. Okay, so a little time for daydreaming, a little time for connecting with spirit, a little quiet time alone for you. Feels like it's really important. So it looks like this week is going to be super busy. So mark out a space on your calendar. Give yourself, 4 or 5 hours in the maybe from Sunday noon until Sunday 5 p.m. where you're just like, this is my downtime. It gets about 5 o'clock on Sunday. Most of us have to start planning for the week ahead, right? And so allow yourself the space. Allow yourself the space to get your thoughts together, to feel a little more organized, to feel a little more at peace. Find something fun to do this week that you can spend time with your family. Don't be afraid to ask for the help. There's so much that goes on this time of year, and it's okay to ask for the help. All right, I'm going to move into, it's at 12:30, I'm moving into the monthly or the mid-month portion of the reading for, I'm going to actually leave these up. All right, the mid-month portion of the reading, I'm going to use the 9-card spread. These are the little Lenormand cards. I really, really like these. And let's just see what we have going on for you for the rest of this month. The month being the cycle of Sagittarius. So, like December 2nd. Oh, that's nice for a key. Great way to start that out. That's the key to the situation. This is thoughts, feelings, actions, past, present, future. And then I assigned little houses to each of these. Okay, so the overall energy is the man. The man is also yang energy, especially when I'm doing a general reading like this. I know that about 80% of my viewers are female, so it could be a significant man in your life. But when I do a general reading, I kind of think of it more as the energy of action, the energy of doing something, of taking action, and considering what else I see here that seems to make sense. So the key to the situation, we have the sun, and this means that the key is going to be shining that light, right? It's that warmth. It's I think, because it's in the heart space, right? And so I think feeling the joy and the happiness of the activities that you're involved in and the things that you're doing, and whether it's a work project or a home project or out with family and friends or by yourself, I think allowing yourself to feel joyful and happy, allowing, so if you're struggling with this, because this time of year, it depends on lots of factors, right? Like, everybody's supposed to be happy, but maybe you're not. Or it's so gray and dark, and it's just really hard to manage I have seasonal affect disorder, and so for me, that the weather really can be a problem. And so the thing that you could always imagine is that the sun is, you could just sit in quiet meditation and allow yourself to picture the sun dropping down through your crown chakra, lighting up through your third eye, past your throat chakra, spreading out that beautiful warm light. Allow it to flow through your heart chakra, into your solar plexus, down into your sacral chakra, all the way to your root chakra, and allow it to pass through your body, lighting up the body the entire way. And then take a deep breath in and draw it back up through your body and allow it to rest in your heart space and spread its rays of warmth and joy throughout your body. And I think if you take a minute when you're really stressed out to just put your feet on the floor and visualize that, a couple of deep breaths, and then you can go back to doing whatever the craziness is, right? And so in the past, you've been trying to decide. You've been trying to get information about what needs to be cut out, what's going to be cut out, what needs to go. And I think maybe you did it because we have the healing card in the sign of the coffin. This is, okay, so someone could have literally died. That is true, and you're healing from that, and there's peace because maybe somebody had some surgery or something and didn't go well. I just saw that, and so that's a possibility, but I don't think that's everybody. I think for the majority of us, this healing is because we came out of this Scorpio with Mercury in retrograde in Scorpio season, and it stirred up a lot of stuff. And it is through allowing that stuff to pass through our life and allowing the healing to happen that we can actually transform our life and breathe in, as a result of it, the joy and the happiness, because we let things go. We cut out what needed to be cut out so that we can transform our lives through healing. And in the future, in the area of abundance, we have the Tower. And the Tower here in Lenormand is different than the Tower in Tarot. Here, this is about building something solid and strong, having a higher perspective, opportunities coming in, planting your flag on what it is that you want. And so here, this is a beautiful placement for it. So if you have recently let go of some crap in your life that was holding you back because Scorpio season just got that all stirred up, and you're allowing the healing process to happen, that is really good news for the future. In the recent past, you had a lot of anxiety over communications. This could be like a Twitter account, right? Or this could be gossipy, negative anxiety information. It also could be about building a home, because they're building this nest here, and sometimes when I see that, that's what I also see. And so maybe there's been some anxiety around the home situation and trying to resolve issues there. In the space of the heart, in the future, you have the Fish. This is an abundance of love coming in. This looks really beautiful. Okay, so the transformation, here we go. The coffin's in the house of the mountain in the past. So this transformation was very difficult. But now there's healing. This is in the past, and in the present, we have healing. And so the key to the situation is in the action that you take in the present moment. So that is that be here now and chop wood attitude, right? If you can do these things right now and focus on where you are right now, what you need to do. His flashlight shows a very limited view, so maybe not worry about everything that has to be done, but instead kind of just focus on the here and the now. What can you do? Taking steps forward, having faith in the process. And then you have in the future, big movement forward, big transition, big change. This is a very beautiful placement for that. And so this looks really, really good, but we're going to go ahead and take some cards to go with this. This cards right now are, I'm not actually basing it so much on this, but it's advice for the next 2 weeks on action steps regarding money. Okay, so we're going to do money, we're going to do love, we're going to do general advice for action steps, and a soul journey card. And then we'll finish off the reading that way. So you have For actual action steps regarding finances, you have face your financial fears, and obstacles and blocks are being lifted. And so I think it's this perspective, right? This perspective that you have on money. Hiding from it doesn't help it, right? Creating a plan does. And so if you take a little time this week with that creative opportunity energy that we have at the beginning of the week to really kind of sort through things, have those deep conversations, ask for the help that you need if you're in a partnership. Like, okay, here's what we've got. Here's what what are our goals? Where are we going? How can we manage this? Any of you take the time to have those conversations, you can create a plan together. If you're single, it might be a plan you create on your own. This one too. All right, so in the area of the heart space, what does Spirit want you to know? And Spirit wants you to know that criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. So if you're, okay, most relationships struggle over the issue of money. Whether it's your roommate or your kids or your boss or your employees or your significant other, relationships struggle around finances. And so creating a solution together instead of laying blame will help. If there is another issue that has nothing to do with finances, if this is some other situation that needs to be healed, criticizing doesn't help. Be here and be now. Be where you are right now. What has been done has been done. The question becomes, how do you move forward from here? But being critical doesn't allow you to move forward. It's this time you're trying too hard. Give it time. So whatever the situation is, criticizing's not helping, and it can't change overnight. It needs some time, maybe for healing to happen, maybe for the divine timing, the planets. We've got a lot of things going on. We've got during these 14 days here, we have a full moon in Gemini happening. And then the day after this, we have the equinox. And then within a few days after that, we start the eclipse season. And so the energy over the next 2 months is really raucous, up and down, up and down, up and down. And so taking a step back, taking a different perspective on a situation, allow the healing to happen, give it time. Step back on the criticism. Understand that what you don't like about someone else is generally something that you don't like about yourself or something that needed to be healed. So let's just say someone cheated on you. And you've discovered this, or you've known about it for a while, or it's about to come out. I don't know. But this looks like something that happened in the past, to be honest. So I think you already know. So I feel like if you don't already know about this, this isn't your storyline, okay? But let's just say someone cheated on you. And you're trying to work it out. If you keep going back and discussing this event with little snide comments, with little offhanded remarks, if you actually can't release it and let it go, you'll never move forward. So if what you really want to do is release it and move forward, counseling would be probably advised. But communication is the key. That tough communication, right? Because with Jupiter going into Capricorn, it's about where are our boundaries? Where are our boundaries? And there's this tension. And so deep communication is the key. And so having those hard conversations, but being able to forgive them because they came here to teach you a lesson. This was a soul agreement. Now maybe they've taught the lesson and you can move on and let them go and move forward. Maybe they've taught you the lesson and you've taught them the lesson of forgiveness and self-acceptance also, and you move forward together. But it's going to take time. But in the meantime, harboring resentment and anger over the situation is not benefiting. And this beautiful energy here is waiting for you, right? And so we have a message from the universe. I am thinking of you at this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. That's that sun. So allow the healing to happen. And the healing's going to take time, whatever this is. If it's physical, let's say you've had a surgery and you're like, oh my gosh, I should be better. I want to be back to work. I've got things to do. I can't believe this is so hard, and you're down on yourself because things aren't going as, then you know what? It's going to take time to recover. Allow that to happen, and communicate your needs to other people and help to orchestrate your life in a way that works for you. So your general advice is, wow, the light. Okay, so you have temptation. I need better light to read these. The desire for excessive gain and accomplishment leads to misfortune. The greatest contentment is in knowing when you have enough, and all temptation is banished. Escape from the trap that imprisons you. All right. So, let's look at this. I think they're trying to say that when you feel abundant in your heart space, when the key to happiness, so I've been told, is appreciating what you already have. It's okay to have goals. It's okay to work toward things. In fact, I think if you're not creating, if you're not working towards something, then quite honestly, you are wasting, that creative energy kind of dries up, right? It just, and then you sort of die a little inside. So you should be working towards some kind of creative project, something that you aspire to, absolutely. But the balance that is found in being able to create and desire while being happy with what you already have. So I already love my life, but I'm inspired to do this. I'm excited about this. I want to create this. So I have this business and I'm making money at it, and I'm financially set. I really am. But there's this project I want to do. So maybe I'm going to put some time and effort into that and see what else I can do and how can I benefit not only my life, but the lives of those around me. How can I give back with this creative gift I have of being able to build a business, right? And so finding that balance between being really happy with what you already have, but not being stagnant. So dropping another pebble into the pond and seeing where it ripples out. That's hard to come up with. And then you have Sage. Life is a challenging, exciting, and rewarding journey. You are here to learn from your personal experiences and to teach and inspire others. With each step and lesson, you joyfully gain wisdom and develop skills to understand yourself and the plight of others, enlighten others to pay it forward. It's dropping that pebble and seeing where it goes. So the key to true happiness is being happy with where you are right now and what you're doing right now and what you have right now, and still desiring to create, but creating for the benefit of others, right? So if we get this new account, it isn't because it makes me richer. It's because now I can give my employees a raise. It's that kind of thing. And we all know that when you appreciate your employees and you make them feel appreciated, they stay. And honest to goodness, the worst part of having a business is training employees. It's a waste of time and money. It really is. Okay, on your soul's journey, you have indecision, doubt, and abundance. Oh, you really doubt. It seems like you really doubt your ability to create the abundance in your life. And whether that abundance is emotionally, spiritually, financially, physically, whatever it is, Spirit's saying have faith. Remember, we have faith. Have faith. You know what's interesting is you have Sage, Spirit contact that came up here for the week, and you have the Sage that showed up for the overall guidance. I just noticed that. That's kind of cool. So, abundance. Here's your mantra for the week, for the next 2 weeks. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. And you absolutely can. You are the orchestrator of your life. You can do this. All right, you guys have a great couple of weeks. I will see you back here though next week for the weekly and the full moon reading. Woo! Lots going on. This is an exciting time. All right, you take care, and we'll talk soon. And remember, you are limitless. You truly are.